The girl who heard whispers in the walls. In a quiet village tucked deep within the forests of northern Romania, there lived a girl named Ilara. The villagers believed the forest surrounding them was older than memory itself, older than the language they spoke, older even than the church that stood at the center of their lives. Ilara had always been different. She heard things, not voices exactly, at least not at first. It began as faint scratching sounds inside the walls of her family's old wooden house. Her mother dismissed it as rats. Her father said the house was settling, but Ilara knew better. The sounds followed her. At night, when the wind stilled and the world outside fell silent, the scratching would turn into something else, something deliberate. Tap, 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 like fingernails dragging slowly across wood. And then one night, where the whisper came, "Ilara!" She froze beneath her blanket. The voice was thin and dry, like leaves being crushed. She didn't tell her parents. The forest watches. The villagers had one rule: never enter the forest after sunset. It wasn't just superstition. Animals avoided it. Even the dogs refused to go near the tree line when darkness fell. But Ilara felt drawn to it. Every evening as the sun dipped low, she would stand by her window and stare at the forest. The trees seemed too close together, their branches tangled like fingers clutching at the sky. And sometimes, just sometimes, she swore she saw something move between them, watching her, waiting. The first night, the whispers grew stronger. Now they didn't just come from the walls, they came from beneath the floorboards, from the ceiling, from inside her own head. "Eddie, come find me." One night, Ilara couldn't take it anymore. She got out of bed. Her parents were asleep. The house was silent except for the soft creaking of wood and the whisper. "Outside!" Her bare feet touched the cold floor as she moved toward the door. She didn't remember deciding to open it, but suddenly she was standing outside. The forest loomed ahead, and something inside it whispered her name again. The thing in the trees. The air felt wrong, heavy. Ilara stepped into the forest. The moment she crossed the tree line, the village behind her seemed to disappear. The sounds of the world faded, replaced by a deep, suffocating silence. Then, crunch. A twig snapped behind her. She turned. Nothing. But when she faced forward again, it was there. At first, she thought it was a tree. Tall, thin, unnaturally still. Then it moved. Its limbs unfolded slowly, like something remembering how to be alive. Its body was stretched too long, with joints bending in ways they shouldn't. And its face, there was no face, just a hollow, dark space where a face should be. And from that emptiness came the whisper, "Ilara." The mark she ran. Branches clawed at her skin as she stumbled through the forest. The whisper followed her, growing louder, closer. "Don't run!" Something grabbed her ankle. She fell hard, hitting the ground. Pain shot through her leg as she tried to pull free. But the thing held her. Its grip was cold, too cold. She looked back. It was crouched over her now, its hollow face inches from hers. And then, it pressed something into her skin. A burning pain exploded in her ankle as she screamed. When she looked down, she saw it. A mark, black and twisted, like roots growing beneath her skin. "You are mine now," the whisper said. The change Ilara woke up in her bed. Morning light poured through the window. Birds chirped outside. Everything seemed normal, but it wasn't. Her ankle throbbed. The mark was still there, and the whispers hadn't stopped. Now they were constant, always there, always watching. Her parents noticed the change. She stopped speaking, stopped eating. Her eyes seemed wrong, too dark, too distant. At night they heard her walking, not like a child, like something pacing. The walls opened. Days passed, then weeks. The house began to change. Cracks appeared in the walls, long, thin lines that spread like veins. From inside them came the scratching, louder now, hungrier. One night, Alara's mother woke to a sound, a soft tearing noise. She followed it to Alara's room. The door was open. Inside, the walls were moving. They pulsed, as if something alive was trapped within them. And Alara, she stood in the center of the room, facing the wall. Her fingers were pressed against it, and slowly, she pushed them inside. The wood stretched like skin, and something on the other side pushed back. The other side. Alara, her mother whispered. The girl turned. Her eyes were no longer hers. They were black, completely black. "The forest is coming," she said, not in her voice, in its voice. Then the wall broke open. A hand emerged, long, pale, twisted, then another, and another. Dozens of them reaching out, clawing their way into the room. The whispers filled the air, deafening now. "Let us in! The village falls." By morning, the house was gone. In its place stood something else. The villagers gathered, and whispering in fear. The forest had moved. Trees now stood where the house once was. And at the center, Alara stood unmoving. The mark on her ankle had spread, covering her entire body in dark, root-like patterns. When she opened her mouth, the entire forest seemed to speak through her. "We are home." That night, the forest expanded, slowly, silently. It swallowed the village, one house at a time. The truth, they say the forest was never just a forest. It was a door. And Alara, she was the key. The ending, years later, travelers passing through that region speak of a place where no maps lead, a forest that appears where it shouldn't be. If you go too close, you might hear it, a faint whisper, calling your name. And if you listen long enough, you might see her, a girl standing between the trees, waiting, smiling, marked. And behind her, something without a face, watching. Final warning: if you ever hear scratching in your walls at night, don't answer, don't listen, and whatever you do, don't go into the forest.